let me just tell you now, ladies, yeah? You see, the first time a man puts his hands on you, best believe it is not the last time. No matter if that man comes back and beg you for forgiveness and says he's sorry, yeah, let him be sorry, but be sorry out of your life. Be sorry out of your life. The mistake I made was to allow this person to beg for my forgiveness, and then I allow him to then carry on a relationship with me. I allowed him. They're very convincing when I'm sorry, I'm never gonna do it again, it was a spare of the moment, it becomes your fault. You made me hungry, you made me this, you made me that. You have some self-control. Have some self-control. How dare you think it's okay to put your hands on a woman and then blame her for it because you demand to see her phone and she says no? Anyways, that situation passed, and here comes the infidelity. And I saw girls messaging him, I saw girls asking to meet up, I saw girls asking to even sleep over. I see and because he has isolated me at this point from my friends. I had a friend, one of my very close friends, but because I was so embarrassed that I was in this situation, I didn't tell her everything. I didn't tell her everything I was going through. I couldn't. I was so embarrassed, and because I knew he had put me in a situation where now I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an idiot. Because I'm allowing stuff that I would tell girls, don't. Are you mad? If girls come to me and say, this is what's going on with them, I'll be like, leave that boy. Dash him away. Move on. But me, I can't follow my own words. I can't follow my own advice. It was so embarrassing, guys. He tried to isolate me from my friends. He tried to tell me my friends weren't good for me. He tried to tell me that because my friends like partying, that they were hoes, that they were this, that they were that. Like, he tried to tell me that basically my friends aren't my friends. And he tried to basically just pull me away from my friend. If I was going to my friend's house, I'd had to tell him and he would decide whether I can go. I allowed this man to really run riot in my kingdom. I really did. I allowed this man to basically take the crown off my head and place it on the floor. It will start off as emotional abuse. It will start off at your hair's short, I like long hair. Then you start changing yourself, going to get long hair all the time. This man told me he didn't like me wearing a fringe. I love the fringe. My hair just a nose. I love coming to get my fringe. This man was like, I don't like your fringe. I stopped getting fringe. I don't like you wearing wigs. I stopped wearing wigs. Even though I knew I liked these things. He tried to tell me I don't like you wearing leggings. If you know me, leggings are so comfortable for me. It's like you pull on your leggings and you go about your business. And he tried to take that away from me. And I allowed him to. That's what I'm saying, ladies. Like, really, really watch out for the red flags. The second instant where he was physically abusive to me was when I was at university. So at this point, I got into his university. I was now living on campus. Bearing in mind, this boy convinced me to move to his university, but the amount of times he was going to university when I wasn't there, he wasn't coming to visit me the amount of times that now I'm there. So then I started to have suspicions. I'm like, either there's a girl here that he's also seeing that he don't want to know that he's got a girl on campus. So either way, he didn't visit me as much when I was living on campus. Then I moved off campus because I met a couple girls at university and we decided to move off campus in our second year and, you know, live together. And was living with these girls, absolutely amazing girls. And one night he decided to go on a rampage about, it was always about man. I understand sometimes when you're with a woman and you may feel like she is too good for you, you may feel like there's guys out there hollering. Maybe they are, maybe they're not, but you're not going to accuse me of something that I'm not doing, which is what he started doing that night. I got home from university. It was, who was you talking to at uni? Did you give anyone your number? Am I not in a relationship? I'm loyal to the bone. I will ride for you. But when I realize that you ain't riding for me, I will jump off that bike, become a ride by myself. Yeah, I'm not riding by myself. For what reason? For what reason? I can be out here being loyal, being this, being that, and what? You're out here just doing what? Being a street guy, doing the most, having all the gal them. Nah. So you know what he did that night, guys? Yeah, this man drove from London to outside of London, which would have taken him maybe about an hour and a half to get to me, because he was giving it the lip and talking to me like I was crap on his shoes, and I wasn't having it. For once in my life, I decided I'm not going to continue having it. He decided to drive an hour and a half to where I'm staying. I'm there in my room. He's texting me. I'm texting him back. He's giving me lip. I'm giving you lip back, because at this point, you're taking the mick with me. I'm a cool girl, but when you start to take the mick with me, I will just give you back the same that you're giving me, because that's what you deserve at this point. I'm laying in my bed now and I hear like a knock on my window, so I'm thinking, who's that? Like, it's quite late at night, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little bit scared, because I'm thinking, who's that outside? Either way, I'm literally open the window and I see him, but he's got his hoodie on. So I'm thinking, to be fair, I'm maybe thinking he's coming to talk or whatever the situation. I thought, to travel all the way from London to where I'm staying at my university, you can't be coming here with this vibes. Like, I live with people, do you get what I'm saying? I open my door now, without no hesitation, this boy has placed his hand around my neck and is squeezing the dear life out of me. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where a person has put their hands around your neck and is squeezing at your life. But for me, it was one of the most scariest situations I've ever been in. And I couldn't believe that I'd allowed someone to do this to me again. The same person who slapped me across my face, I've now allowed them to now squeeze my breath out of my body. He's squeezing my throat. I'm moving around. I'm trying to gasp for breath. So I start knocking over everything in my room now, because I want upstairs to know something's going on downstairs. So I start knocking off everything off my dresser drawer. I start knocking off everything. Then I can hear movement upstairs, like they know something's going on. So then obviously now I hear one person run downstairs now. At this point, he hears them coming and he grabs my phone. Told you this boy is obsessed. Grabs my phone and runs off with my phone. At this point, whoever it is that heard the commotion downstairs has already called the police. So the police are on the way. Police come to my room now. I've obviously, like, they can see around my neck. They can see there's been compression. Someone has pressed on my neck. I am a light-skinned girl. So for me, if someone was to squeeze on my neck, straight away you'll see the redness. You'll see their fingerprint. He squeezed so hard to a point where his fingerprint was imprinted on my neck. I had to go on, guys, for days hiding my neck with makeup. Hiding my neck with makeup because I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. That was the detrimental straw to the relationship I had with this person. I wasn't going to take it no more. When the police came, the police took their pictures, the police took their statements, and they went to his house. And he was, do you know what this boy did? After running off with my phone, you know, he started to email me, telling me, if you press charges, if you did this, if you do this, if you do that, I'm in the middle of my law degree. You should have think about that before your blood clot put your hand around my neck. You should have think about that when you slapped me the first time and me allow it. You're not used to women who decide to speak up. And I'm saying, like, guys, when I was going through my traumas in this relationship, when I was going through, this boy got so into my head, guys, I can't even explain. This guy got so much into my head. When I left that relationship, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was. And I remember what pushed me to leave this relationship was, I remember there was one night, guys, I was in bed and I felt so low. I felt so depressed. I felt this boy had made me into, I only depended on him, nobody else. He was my world. He was my this. He had made it so that I didn't need anybody else but him. And I remember that night I felt so low. I don't know what possessed me, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna ring Women's Aid. And I rang Women's Aid. And imagine, guys, and because when you're going through abuse, you can hide it so well. No one will know you're going through it unless you open your mouth. I was living in a house with my mum, and maybe right now is how my mum's knowing what I've been through. I rang Women's Aid, guys, and I said, I don't feel right. I feel depressed. I feel down. I'm in an abusive relationship. I'm in a relationship, an emotionally abusive relationship. And I need help. I need someone to talk to. I need to speak to somebody. And they took my details. They took my details. They took my number. And the next day someone rang me and they said they have like a woman's refuge, but they deal with, like, it's counseling. You can go there for counseling. If you're planning on leaving your partner and you truly want to get away from your partner, you can go there. And guys, it was one of the best things I ever did. I remember going there every Thursday, and it was such a relief. It was so good to speak to somebody who didn't know me. It's all right when you're going through trauma to speak to your friends, but you always feel like you're going to be judged. You always feel like, because I told my friends so many times, oh, I'm leaving this boy don't deserve me, and then 2 weeks later I'll be back with him. I said, this time round I need to change the cycle. So I went and I spoke to a lady, and I'd go there every Thursday and I would sit there and I would cry. I would tell her what I'm going through. And we tapped into a lot of different things. We didn't just tap into the relationship. We tapped into my upbringing. We tapped into the fact that my dad's not been in the house. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I've never met my dad. I don't even know what my dad looks like, if I'm totally honest. And I have daddy issues, and that's been one of my traumas that I feel like has led me to choose the wrong men in my life. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna cry. Oh my god, I didn't want to cry. It's not a crying situation. I don't want to cry because I don't want no sympathy. I don't want anyone to you know, I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me, because I'm a strong person. And I remember going to the counseling and I spoke to the lady and I said, oh, I told her everything that I was going through. And the counseling went on for about maybe 6 months. And at the end of the 6th month, I said to myself, yep, it's time to kick rocks. Because I was so young and naive and, oh, I'm in love, and, you know, my family likes him, and, you know, everyone thinks he's respectable, but behind closed doors, they never knew what was going on. They never knew that I was going through all of this. And I'm pretty sure they're probably watching this now thinking, rah, like she really kept it away from us. And that's because I don't like to burden people with my problems. I like to go through my problems and figure it out myself. Sometimes it's not the right way to do it, but it's just how I am. I just don't like to burden people with my problems. But at the end of everything, I then started building myself up to, you know, really like just get back in tune to who I am. I started going back to the gym, which I loved, which he had stopped me from going because he always said that guys at the gym were always looking at me. And I started going back to the gym. I started going back to making my own decisions. So the fact he didn't like me going gym and I just started going gym, that was a problem. But I didn't care because it was about me now. It's about me taking back control of myself. It's about me taking back my control. You're not about to control me anymore. You're not about to tell me what to do. You're not about to stop me from doing things that I love doing. You're not about to do it anymore. And I started to slowly take my control back. And once I took my control back, guys, I decided this was it. And how I ended the situation with him was how I knew best. I didn't want to speak to him to speak about the relationship because there was so much time throughout the relationship that I was like, we would talk about it, then we'll get back together. And then, nah, this time I knew was the end. And I literally just sent him a message. I just said, I can't do this no more. And I literally just blocked him. That was my way of ending my relationship. And I just hope that my story helps someone to really get help in getting out of any abusive relationship that they're in. If you feel like you're in an abusive relationship, seek help. Please seek help, because there's nothing better than gaining back your control. There's nothing better than letting the abuser know, you ain't gonna do this to me no more. I'm not having it no more. And it took a very long time. And I'm not gonna say it's easy, because it ain't. It took years. It took years for me. And I'm just telling you now a little bit of my story. But believe me, how long it took for me to get it, so much more happened. So much more. And this is just literally the tip of the iceberg that I'm telling you. But I thought that I could just bring to my channel something that can inspire somebody to really just walk away from a situation that no longer serves you. Walk away from a situation that makes you feel depressed, makes you feel down, makes you listen. Sometimes I would cry at night to a point where when I wake up in the morning, my eyes were swollen. Sometimes I would cry at night to a point where my pillow was wet. Speak to somebody. Speak to somebody, because you're not the only one going through this. Trust me. Seek help. Tell a friend. Tell a family member. It's traumatic. It really is. And I've come so far on this journey, and I just know now what I will accept and what I won't. I know now if any situation I am in tend to operate in that way, I'm out. I'm not wasting no more time, because I wasted so much. I wasted so much time. But I feel like I'm a great believer in God, and I'm a great believer in God don't give his soldiers anything they can't handle. And I handled this situation. And I came out a winner. I'm now back to myself. I'm now doing what I like doing. I don't have anybody on my back. I'm choosing the right people to be around. Like, it makes you really, really, really reevaluate who you are. I'm more stronger now than I was then. And it took a very long time for me to get to this position, believe me. But I'm here now. And you yourself can be here as well. Trust me. Trust and believe me. Trust and believe me. So all I'm saying to you is, if you're in a situation where you're not valued, where you feel depressed, where you're not happy, where the person you're with is abusing you, whether that is mentally, physically, or emotionally, then get your bags and leave. Take the first step and do what you need to do. Guys, that was just a part of my story that I wanted to tell, and I hope and pray that it inspires anybody who's going through this. And thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you on my next video. Bye.